RuPaul's very first time hosting Saturday Night Live. That is what we're going to be discussing in this video. So let's get it. Hi, I'm Lenny, and in this video we're discussing the February 8th, 2020 episode of Saturday Night Live, SNL, hosted by RuPaul. How did the episode go? What took place? Well, I'm going to give you a rundown of the episode right now. The cold open was based around the Democratic debates. What was cool about this cold open is it actually brought back some alumni for it. Jason Sudeikis was back and he was doing his Joe Biden. They also brought back Rachel Dratch, and Larry David was back doing his Bernie Sanders. So the cold opening, good way to start. Pretty cool. RuPaul comes out and he does his monologue where he talks about RuPaul's Drag Race, which is his other TV show, about being a drag queen in New York in the 80s and how it was crazy, and such a crazy time that he's not allowed to speak about it on television, but he can only use certain key buzzwords to describe it so that the censors don't lose their mind. He said most people might be surprised to see that I'm not in drag. He said don't be fooled by his appearances, he's actually rocking his grandma's panties. RuPaul also mentioned and spit some words of wisdom during this brief monologue. One of them was, hey, haters are going to hate, and you can't be worried about it. If they don't pay your bills, don't pay them no mind. Sketch number one of the night, a family visiting another family for family game night. It is a white family versus a black family, and the black family's last name is Johnson. Beck Bennett plays the father of the white family, and he says, let's play for $5,000. Winner wins $5,000. Just kind of like an off-the-cuff remark just for, shits and giggles. He doesn't really mean it. But the Johnson family takes him seriously. They play charades, but they play horribly at it. The white family gets very upset at the way that the Johnson family plays it, because basically what they're either doing is they're either blatantly saying what it is, or they're pointing to something in the room, or they're saying it sounds like this, whatever. But the Johnson family does get a very good movie charade by just pointing at Beck Bennett's face and then one of their own, which is 12 Years a Slave. This was friggin' hilarious. The Johnson family and their crappy way of playing charades are actually able to figure out 12 Years a Slave, Bad Boys for Life, Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, and then they end up winning the house. Sketch number two is a photo shoot with RuPaul. And RuPaul is trying to figure out what's going to happen when he's no longer doing his thing. Who's going to be the next RuPaul? And who do they pick out of everyone that's at this photo shoot? They pick stoner boy Pete Davidson, who's playing a character named Chad. The very next drag queen superstar, the very next RuPaul, teaching him all these different tips and tricks, teaching him how to tuck his sack back and how to keep it pinched and tight. You get to see Pete Davidson in drag, and by golly, it didn't look too bad. Third sketch for the evening takes place inside a restaurant where a party of six is sitting at a large table. And Aidy Bryant is there, and she suggests that they are going to split the check. These two ladies were doing roundabout way for them to cause a diversion so they can skedoodle and not pay any of the money for the dinner. Sketch number four was another pre-taped segment, and what we have here is if anyone's ever played the game Bop It, that bop it, twist it, turn it, slap it, beat it. This version of it is called Boop It. It's all the same things, but it's like a monster version of it with all these other different gadgets on it. You have a brother and sister and their friend over playing it. That's played by Beck Bennett. He tries it once and he strikes out right away. His daughter laughs at him. She's like, next time, Dad. And this really pisses him off. So he goes off, he walks away, and then you see him starting to drink either whiskey or scotch, and he's starting to get really, really intoxicated. And when his daughter fails at it, he laughs at her from afar. He also kicks their friend out and sends him home so that he has more time to play the game and get really, really good at it. Beck Bennett and his wife are separated. He had visitation for the kids that day. He gets so drunk and so obsessed with the Boop It that he forgets to drop them back off at home. His ex-wife comes to collect the kids. doesn't know why he hasn't called, doesn't know why he hasn't dropped him off, sees him drunk, sees him playing this game. She asks if the kids have even been fed, which they haven't, wasted, and then he asks his ex-wife if they can get back together. He starts crying in his own sorrow. Sketch 5 takes place at the San Diego Public Library. Aidy Bryant is in this one along with Mikey Day. And what we have is a bunch of kids and their parents in the San Diego Public Library because RuPaul is going to be coming in and reading to the children and to the adults. It's all about reading. So RuPaul comes in and all he's doing is basically grabbing these children's books and just judging them off of the cover illustration for it. Mikey Day and Aidy Bryant's characters are confused. Hey, we brought you here to read to the children. Why aren't you reading to them? Which RuPaul explains, I am reading to them. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I'm teaching them to do. I'm teaching them how to read. We learn in the drag world that reading is throwing shade at someone while using fabulous wordplay. This was one of my favorite episodes of the night. This one was actually hilarious. Really enjoyed this one. Sketch number 6 was called Thirsty Cops, where we have Ego and RuPaul playing straight cop and a gay cop. RuPaul plays a gay male. Ego plays a straight female. And they pull over Pete Davidson's character because they are trying to see what he would be interested in doing. Sketch number 7 is called The Old New York Show with Madge and Dickie. Two lifelong friends who live in an apartment in New York discuss the old times about fabulous old New York. So Aidy Bryant is in this one again. Aidy Bryant doing a lot of sketches during this one. RuPaul is in this sketch. RuPaul plays the ex-husband of both of the ladies, and his name is Terry. Terry has a funny line within the sketch saying that he's currently in between homes because his home is actually a CVS and he's not allowed there anymore. And then to close the show out, we have the typical clap with the host out on stage and all our special guest stars. Justin Bieber was the musical guest on this episode. He was there and his new mustache. Everyone says goodnight. Everyone says thank you. Everyone embraces and the credits roll and the band plays on. And that is the end of the episode. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see other videos like it, all you have to do is hit the YouTube logo down in the corner and you'll get a notification anytime I upload a new video. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for your time and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk about these things that I'm passionate about. It means a lot, so thank you so much for that. Please be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you soon.